What is going on, guys? This is your boy Tablerd here, and today I'm bringing you another Shadowlands Patch 9.1 guide and video. So, today's video is going to be about Torghast. Now, before you click off, I understand you probably hate Torghast if you've been playing for the entire of 9.0 and Shadowlands. Torghast became a really dead piece of content for a large amount of the player base. Now, Blizzard has actually implemented some changes in 9.1 that, in my opinion, has made Torghast a little bit more of a desirable place to play the game, to actually go each week. Now, you still need to go there each week because Blizzard has implemented a new currency into the game called Soul Cinders. Let me open it up here. Where are they? Soul Cinders. And now, these Soul Cinders are one of the consumables, one of the ingredients to upgrade your legendary to the highest ranks. And they are weekly capped. And it is the exact same as Soul Ash, but you only get Soul Cinders from the new layers in Torghast. You can get Soul Cinders outside of Torghast, but if you want to get Soul Cinders strictly through Torghast, you can only get them through the new layers. Now, yes, new layers, what do you mean? So, Blizzard in 9.1 has added 4 new layers to Torghast. Now, before you think, oh my god, that is too many, there's 12 layers now that you have to go through, you don't have to go through them. As long as one of your characters has completed a layer, so if one of your characters has completed layer 8, all of your characters can go to layer 8 right away. So if you've completed layer 8, you can instantly do layer 9 in 9.1. Now, I've already completed it. But you do get the Soul Ash from this and a couple other rewards, which I will discuss later. So when you're doing the new Torghast, Blizzard has actually changed a little bit of things up. So instead of there being 6 floors to each layer, there's actually only 5 floors now. The vendor is still on the same floor, on the 3rd floor, so you have to go through 2 floors like you normally did. You get the vendor, and then you get the 4th floor, and then the 5th floor is the final boss with the vendor again. So you, in the end, get a little bit less Phantasma, but it doesn't take as long to get through all of Torghast. And in my opinion, that is great. Taking 1 floor off of each week, so basically now you're only doing 10 floors in total rather than doing 12. Now, in week 1 of Shadowlands, you can only do layer 9, then layer 10, layer 11, and layer 12 will come in the following weeks, and they will give, obviously, more Soul Cinders, but it still will be weekly gated. You can't get any more from Torghast, and you can't get any less. Except Soul Ash. So, Blizzard has actually implemented a very good way of, not a good way of getting Soul Ash, but an infinite way of getting Soul Ash. So if you do any layer of Torghast, you will always get Soul Ash, which is a really good way if you want to create multiple legendaries, because they are still required for the lower ranks, which is fantastic. You're not weekly capped on Soul Ash anymore. You can infinitely spam Torghast and get as much Soul Ash as you need. So moving on from the rewards that you do get from that, there is one more reward which I'm going to discuss a little bit later on. So Blizzard has also changed how the Affix system works in Torghast. So if you remember in 9.0, each different zone or each different wing of Torghast had its own little affix. So like Cold Heart enemy mobs would have X% more health. Or in Skuldus Halls, there'd be a specific affix that went with it, right? They've kind of removed that. They've taken that away from the game. They've realized that that was a big no-no. Players didn't like that. So what they've added to the game is now these things called Torments. So the Torments are basically Mythic Plus affixes, but in Torghast. They're not the same. Some of them are the same, but they're not. They're there for the entire time. Basically, you can do up to layer 5 with no torments, right? So these are going to be your very fast, quick alt layers that you don't need to do with a torment, and it doesn't really change how much you play. But once you get to layer 6, for layer 6 and 7, you get 1 torment. And a torment, I'm going to link a Wowhead post in the description, which goes through all of the torments and everything you need to know about the new Torghast. But once you hit layer 8 and 9, you actually get 2 torments. So it just adds that extra little bit of difficulty to Torghast that isn't necessarily, it's not necessarily hard, but it's, to make you think a little bit more rather than just running and gunning. Now, I've been talking a lot about, the entire system of Torghast. So they actually implemented a whole new system. Basically, when you complete a floor, you have 5 gems that you would have had to fill up. Those 5 gems can be filled up in multiple different ways. So there are currently 2 ways that you can fill them up. So you can fill them up in the completionist way or the speedrun category way. In the completionist way, basically just complete the entire floor. You kill everything, you collect all the phylacteries, you kill every mob, you rescue every single soul remnant, and you will get 100%. You'll get 100%. All 5 of those gems will be filled up, which is awesome. You'll get 100% on the floor. Now, you don't. Okay, so sorry, I misspoke. The gems only happen at the very end of the Torghast run, but you want to make sure you get 100% on each floor, 100% of points on each floor. Now, the second way to get points is by the speed run category, and this is basically. Think about it like Mythic Plus. Each Torghast layer has a specific amount of time that they've stated that should be how long it takes you to run that layer. Now, if you complete the layer in under that time that Blizzard has set, you get 100% of the points, which is awesome, right? So you can pick 2 different ways. If you go below that time, your percentage begins to go down, right? Which means that you need to do more of the completionist area. You need to, kill more mobs, kill more phylacteries, and things like that to get your percentage back up. So those are the 2 ways. And when you're completely done your run, when you kill the final boss of the layer, you will then get the 5 gems, right? It'll pop a UI screen up on in front of you, and it will show you how many gems that you got. Now, the more gems that you got, the better you did, and the more resources that you gained. You don't get more soul cinders or soul ash, but you get more tower knowledge. Now, you might ask, what is tower knowledge? That has not been in the game at all. That's a different resource. Well, I like to think of tower knowledge as the 8.3 visions system. So if you remember back to 8.3, where there was a separate talent tree that you got, and you collected coins throughout the visions that you could then do to make the visions easier, faster, and things like that. You get extra little rewards. Well, tower knowledge is the same way. So when you go into the rune carver's room, you will get a quest when you do Torghast to come into the rune carver's room. You'll see this little box here, and you open it up, this little box right here, and it's virtually just a talent tree. That's literally all it is. You get different little points and things like that. So there's one where it'll automatically loot enemies for you. So you get this tower knowledge from completing the Torghast runs. So when you do your soul cinders, you will then get the tower knowledge, and this is why you need to get the 5 gems, because you get more tower knowledge when you get for the more gems that you get. Now, tower knowledge is weekly capped because it has a season maximum, so you don't just rush the whole thing in the first week and then you're mega powerful by the end, and when you get to floor 12, it's a really joke. When you get to layer 12, Torghast is a joke. But you should be able to completely fill this up by the end of the season, which is really awesome. In my opinion, this is what will make Torghast a lot more better to do each week, is because each week you do it, it actually gets easier. It doesn't get more annoying because, it takes the same amount of time. It should theoretically get easier the more you do it. That is basically everything with the new Torghast. If you want to read more about the new Torghast changes, you can. I'm going to put the Wowhead link in the description below, and it will go through everything that you need to know. It'll go through the point system, it'll go through, the new torments, the new blessings, and everything like that, and it's pretty awesome. So if you enjoyed the video and the guide, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and to check my Twitch stream out. The link will be in the description below. and have a good night.